Okay, so I got my nail. It's like a 16, but a little bit shorter than that. Let's see what I can do up here. That felt pretty solid. I'm hoping that that's going to push the jamb up. That's going to push the edge of the door up, and it's going to push the bottom of the right-hand side of the door up so it doesn't rub. Wow, that echoes all over the place because there's a canyon down in there, okay? So no tricks, no tricks. I want you to see what I see, okay? Let's close this door and see what that's done, shall we? Look at that. Look at that, will you? There's plenty of gap here now. Reset set the camera right here. Show you there's no funny monkey business going on here. Hey, look. Easy breezy. Now, how much of a gap do I have down there? I got maybe a good 16th, maybe a little bit more. Now, the other thing I could have done was I could take a rasp. Here's my rasp, and see, this is a rough edge, smooth edge, concave. There, you flip it over. This is flat, rough, smooth. Okay. I could have used that a little bit, or take the whole door off, undercut the door. I mean, there's lots of things that you could do. This is an exterior door, so I didn't really want to Mickey Mouse with it too much and mess with it. See, this thing is coming loose as it is because it's so old. Feeling on there to see if anything is sticking over. And it feels okay on the bottom. Another thing I could also look at is I could open that, see if this bottom could be nailed down, but see, it's tight to the T111 siding here, see? But I don't see any nails on the bottom here. I could stick one on here. Put another one on here too, let's say. And see, I want to get it, here's the T111 siding, so I don't want to get it too close because then I could go in between the T111 siding. That's called, I just call it that because that's kind of the look on here. 4x8 sheets, 3/4 inch thick material, and that's the siding that's on the side of the house here, see? And then it's got gaps here. This is 5/8, and then it drops down to about a little bit less than 3/8, then 5/8, 3/8, 5/8, and it's 4x8 sheets. Okay, so that's 3/4 of an inch thick, probably 3/4, maybe a long 5/8, whatever. So I've got to make sure that the nails are that way, further than that, and then that's hitting the bottom plate there, okay? So now, I mean, look, you know, that is good. See how that's lifted that up? Remember the gap that we had before? It was almost tight, remember? See what it is there now? Plenty of gap. It's about the same gap all the way now. How about that? Now, you see, if this was an interior door, I wouldn't have done it that way. Why? Because then you've got these nasty nails showing on your interior doors, and you'd have to spackle those and touch it up, paint it. If you put white caulking in there, it's going to shrink down. Then you're going to see the nail head and stuff. I don't like doing that inside a house. I would take the hinge off, pre-drill a hole here, pre-drill a hole up here, flap the hinge back, then pre-drill the holes, put 3-inch long screws, suck that jamb over, then put the hinge back so you wouldn't even see any of that. But because this is outside, I'm not gonna worry about it. See, here's a nail from the initial install. Here's another nail from the initial install. There's another one there. Okay, that's just kind of how they do it for exterior purposes. So that's why I did it that way. Okay, I think I can mark this off my list. Now the other thing, if you're having a problem with this, you could spray this with a silicone spray, WD-40, something like that. Because it's exterior, it's going to get all rusty. See how it's already starting to turn green? Look at that. That causes this to stick after a while. And the funny thing is, you see this here? It looks like it's all messed up on here. Oh, okay, maybe not. I thought they left the plastic on here, because a lot of times when you put these on, there's a thin plastic layer on here. In fact, there's still some there. Look at that. Look at that. See, I'm picking that off. That's been on there for years. That was the plastic that they didn't rip off all the way. And usually it goes around the whole thing. I looked on the other side of the house and they still had it in the garage. Oh, after 30 years it was still there, and I peeled it right off. Okay. So you could you could spray that and stuff. I don't have any spray on me. In fact, you know what? I do have some silicone. It's not silicone, it's WD-40, and most people are like, "Hey, don't use WD-40 because then it attracts dirt." And yes, it does. But if you have nothing else, WD-40, I would say, on this one, because it's exterior, is going to be fine. So I'm going to get that and I'll spray a little bit on there. So sweet. And that's all I have for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.